The symbol of the serpent swallowing its tail that surrounds and encloses all other symbols of the Theosophical Seal is perhaps the mysterious and elusive of all the figures in the seal. There are two distinct aspects of the serpent symbol. One is the serpent itself, which is elusive and provocating, and the second aspect arises from its shape on the seal, coiled in a circle in the act of swallowing its own tail, an impossibility which happens and has happened continuously. Let us first consider the serpent. The serpent symbol descends from a high realm of divine contemplation. However, instead of pointing to these deific qualities, it brings to mind just the reverse, giving the impressions of evil, chaos, and struggle. The serpent is blamed for everything that which is wrong with man and the world. This perhaps began with a popular belief associated with evil since the temptation of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The serpent is also associated with sleepless dragon of Grecian origin, which watched over the golden fleece. Jason had to subdue this dragon to procure the golden fleece. Knights of King Arthur, in search of Holy Grail, also had to slay this dragon. And so did Lord Sri Krishna, who slayed a venomous serpent called Kaliya. Symbolically, these dragons of ancient mythology indicate man's lower animal nature, while golden fleece, Holy Grail, would symbolize his divine nature, indicating that it is only the divine nature that can conquer and control the lower serpent forces. From the ancient scriptures, we find that serpent is associated with Satan. Satan is a name or title given to one of the agents or sons of God who undertook the unpleasant task of ushering the light of reason and strength to infant humanity. He therefore assumes the role of an adversary, posing difficulties, problems, and temptations. Satan, in the guise of a serpent, said to Adam and Eve, "Ye shall be gods, knowing good and evil." He actually initiates the light of wisdom within man. The role played by Satan is similar to that of Ravana in mythological story of Ramayana, where he confronts Rama, the ideal man and king. There is yet another aspect to this serpent which is often referred to as a brazen serpent, which was lifted upon a pole, and this pole is alternatively termed as a rod, staff, a tree, or even a cross. It is this brazen serpent that Moses, representing the inner ruler within, lifts up in wilderness, the human personality to wisdom. In ancient India, China, Egypt, and Chaldea, Naga was known as the serpent of wisdom. Wise men and adepts are referred to as Nagas. In a deeper spiritual sense, this rod or staff is a rod of power, a symbol in all religions and myths of God's power descending to earth. The ancient Hindus referred this as Brahmadanda or stick of Brahma. In man's hand, it is that regenerating power which can change the face of a planet or transform man into God. This spiritual force ascends in man from the base of the spine to the top of the head, and the ancients called this Kundalini or the serpent fire. Legend has it that Aesculapius, the great healer and son of Apollo, used this symbol of serpent entwined upon his staff. It is said that in the 16th century, this symbol of healing art was changed to caduceus, the staff of Hermes, which consisted of two serpents entwined around a rod and surmounted by a pair of wings. To this day, caduceus is a symbol of modern medicine. This great serpent is also referred to as Ananta or Adisesha. Symbolically, it represents that force which maintains the equilibrium of Earth, that keeps it in its orbit around the Sun. This force is similar to the one which works in a gyroscope. This very principle helps a person in a posture of meditation to maintain the equilibrium of body and mind, which has a tendency to deviate. Ananta also represents the infinite extension of space and unending time upon which the God Himself rests.